when Chris Jericho won the Undisputed Championship. And welcome back to my channel. And again, guys, this is Mikeratto. And well, our topic for today is the time when Chris Jericho won the Undisputed Championship, his run as the Undisputed Champion, and everything towards that story. But before that, I hope you all subscribe and like this video, comment down below, and share for more wrestling videos and topics in the future. And well, support me on Patreon. It is on the channel's description or in the video's description by clicking on the promos there that I had. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe, support me on Patreon, or even join my channel membership once I have that in the future. So here we go. In 2001, the Alliance story. All of those story from the WWF being the company who actually is the main company only in 2001 to WCW's slow and they actually was defunct, and later on the ECW brand suffered the same fate, or actually in the same time, just in 2001. And then we all know what happened in the story. Austin joined the Alliance. You have Kurt Angle switching from WWF to WCW, WWE to WCW, or WWE to Alliance, and then returning back to WWE. You know that storyline. So, where does Jericho actually belong in the story? Well, Chris Jericho by this time, he actually had at least like 2 years run in WWE. And he joined Team WWE by this time. He's a babyface during this time. He is one of the most over superstars by 2001. What do I mean by over? Well, the crowd love him. The time that he and The Rock, they are having a segment with Stephanie McMahon and all of those segments. So yeah. And then during that time, he is having also a feud with a top star, and that is The Rock. Which during this feud, they are having some, how they build their feuds, the heat between the feuds. So yeah, Chris Jericho almost costing Team WWF by that time their victory towards the Alliance versus Team WWF. But yeah, Team WWE actually won that match. So yeah, after that, he is actually being this heel, and then later on, they had this unification match, which it was composed of Angle, Austin, The Rock, and Chris Jericho. Which by that time, who is going to be the undisputed champion? People believe that Austin will be, because he's the over guy, or The Rock, or even Kurt Angle. But WWE made a huge shocking moment by actually making Chris Jericho the first undisputed champion, and he beat Austin and The Rock at the same night. So what happened after this build-off? He feuded, of course, with Austin and The Rock. Austin focused first on Vince McMahon, and who's the second guy? You have, The Rock. The Rock is actually chasing for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which by that time is held by Chris Jericho. And also, you have Kurt Angle also somehow challenging also for the title despite of him being a heel. So yeah. Which don't forget that Vince McMahon actually cost Austin the title, and Booker T also. That's why he's feuding with Vince McMahon. And also by this time, you have The Undertaker who turned heel. And yeah, that's a random thing. Which they have this tag team action on Friday nights. So yeah, this actually occurred. Yeah, the Royal Rumble event actually happened, with Triple H actually returning on the January episode of Raw, with him actually winning the said Rumble. So you have that, and Chris Jericho retaining his title against The Rock. Which it's a huge thing. You defeated The Rock before, and then you defeated The Rock again. That makes you a top level heel. So yeah, Also by the other side, well, you have Triple H, well, now turning face and feuding also with Stephanie McMahon. So you have that on the side note. And then you have Chris Jericho feuding with Austin, well, for the No Way Out pay-per-view, which while Chris Jericho retained due to the New World Order's interference, while because the New World Order are making their mark or the NWO, which while at the same night while they debuted on the WWE, well, the groups debut on the WWE because well, you know them being a former WWE superstars who jumped on WCW before. So yeah, that's a fact also. So well, what happened? Well, The Rock and Austin were busy on their feud on the NWO, with Austin while chasing Scott Hall and The Rock feuding with Hulk Hogan, building up to their Icon versus Icon match at WrestleMania. You know, the time while you have this huge event which two of the biggest baby faces, regardless of era, is fighting on WrestleMania. So you have that. Well, Hogan was playing the heel, but yeah, the crowd reacted differently on their match. But yeah. And then, while this feud for the Undisputed World Championship or Undisputed WWE Championship, and that is well with Triple H and Chris Jericho with Stephanie McMahon, and then well during this time, while you have Stephanie McMahon while being a manager now for Chris Jericho, which well, yeah, they have their feud before. Chris Jericho insulting her in segments, and now you will see them going together as a manager and a wrestler, and then feuding with her former husband in storyline with Triple H. So yeah, that happened. And then while you have Chris Jericho performing at WrestleMania and Triple H returning at WrestleMania, well, yeah, I mean, everyone's actually competing in that WrestleMania while he was out for months. So yeah. And then while Triple H won the titles, Chris Jericho lost the title, which ended his Undisputed Championship run. Well, after that, you have Triple H going on a feud with Chris Jericho, and then later on with Hulk Hogan, which yeah, they actually had feuds with Hogan winning the title later. Well, Triple H had a short run with the title, so yeah. Well, for Chris Jericho, whatever happened to him in 2002, as you may ask. Well, slowly, he was going to the mid-card division later on in 2002. And during this time, he won the Intercontinental Championship for a lot of times during that time. Well, yeah, he was dominating the mid-card division and even winning tag team titles. Well, for his case, he didn't have a championship, a world championship run till 2008 when he had this huge heel turn with this Hannes man persona, removing all the Y2J marks. And him being this heel who he called people, you know what. So yeah, 6 years later, he have another world championship. Most of his world championship run after were intercontinental championships or tag team championships after 2002, and then in 2008, after his heel turn, you have that. So yeah, for Triple H, he found success by having the Reign of Terror in 2002 up to 2005. That's why a lot of superstars didn't win the world title back then. So as for Austin, he had his walkout and then his match with Bischoff and The Rock before retiring in 2003. And for The Rock, he had a match with a lot of superstars, winning the WWE Championship later in 2002. And then, going to Hollywood and then having some part-time WWE appearances and competing there and then. So yeah, again, this is Mikeratto, and well, I hope you all like this video. Like, comment down below, share, subscribe, and again, peace, thank you, and take care.